Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of your daily Top 7 at 7. I am your host, Virtual Kane, and today is June 18th, 2017. These are the stories of the day that you might not know about. So we're going to go ahead and start with the U.S. ship. Apparently it turned out that all 7 of the missing crew members died in their bunks. So sad to hear that. But it does look like some of the other people who were put into the hospital, including the captain, are beginning to, be released. There's only one guy still in the hospital right now. So, all right, we wish them the best. This is an interesting article right here. It seems like it's more of just a general talk on the account of money, but it does say that just because we had a small, not necessarily a dip over the week. Apparently, the stocks in China and everywhere else were, pretty much out of the water. They were enjoying it. I believe they called it the air of uncertainty, so I'm not really sure what's going on over there. But that is something to keep in mind. Let's move on. Yes, another van has ran into a crowd of people over in Britain, but this time it looks like it was somebody actually attacking Muslims. So they hit about 10 people and killed at least one. So, people are just going to keep fighting each other. I mean, they really need to, I don't know, just hand out pot cookies or something. Think about it. Our next story. Republicans debating remedies for corporate tax avoidance. Alright, this is an interesting story because right now they're saying that there's a big problem with American companies going overseas so that they can afford paying, so they can avoid having to pay certain taxes. And apparently it makes up a great percentage of what we should be getting back as a country. I'm not really sure how that all works out. However, what I do know is that they are saying that right now there's a 35% income tax, okay, for most businesses. However, all the cuts that they are planning to make, they said the critics are saying, even if they were to lower it down to half of that, down to 15%, they were just cut it completely in half, it still couldn't touch the 5% that the companies are still getting in other places like Ireland. So they're saying, what's the point? It's literally just lip service, because more businesses, more companies are going to continue to move out of the country. So, oil prices dip on further rise in U.S. drilling demand slowdown. So this is basically a pretty cut and dry story here. Over the last year, since about May of 2016, we've seen nearly 500 new oil rigs spring up. So despite the fact that OPEC has been pledging to cut down, I think, what did they say, 1.8 billion barrels, or million, 1.8 million barrels per day. However, so our increase has caused about 700,000 more barrels to be produced. So literally, it's negating anything that anybody else is trying to do. However, be that as it is, the nearly 500 oil rigs have saturated the market, so there is no more need for more oil rigs, I guess is the point that's being made. So they've kind of reached their saturation point, and they are no longer able to continue. Next story. Trump aide Kushner and Greenblatt to visit Israel and Palestine this next week. Alright, I don't really know what gives them the authority to go to a foreign country and tell people there how to live their lives and what they need to do. But apparently, Mr. Jared Kushner is part of the President's Commission on Combating Drug Addiction and the Opioid Crisis. I don't know if that's actually a related story. But anyhow, that's where this particular picture was taken from. Anyhow, I just really don't understand what it is that they are intending to do. None of it really seems to make much sense. And in our last story, South Korea is dismantling its oldest nuclear reactor. That's right. After 40 years, they are putting this one down. It's going to take nearly $500 million, and it is probably going to take about 15 years, they said. It'll take anywhere between 6 to 7 years for the core just to cool down enough for them to be able to transport it somewhere else. I think somewhere in the 2025 area, they said, is when they're going to be removing that. And even after they get the cores out of there, it's still going to take, obviously, until 2032 for them to actually finish the project. So, alright, you guys, that's it for today. Those are some stories that you might not have heard of, and if you did hear about them, you might not have heard everything about them. So, thanks for joining me. Keep coming back. We are going to do this every day of the week, and let me know how you like it. Do you want it in the morning? Do you want it in the evening? Do you want it, you know, in the pot 9 days old? You know, so yes. Stay tuned, and I will see you on the very next episode of your Daily Top 7 at 7 tomorrow. See you later.